It's my first time in Sarajevo. We're here on a kind of trip around all of the Balkan states. So we're going through Kosovo and North Macedonia and Bosnia and Croatia as well. But Sarajevo has been somewhere I've wanted to come for a long time. Obviously I know about it because of Franz Ferdinand. But coming here, like in amongst all the cities we've toured, it's a really interesting place. And the bobsled track, to be honest, we didn't know about, I don't think, until we got here, and we just kind of read about what's to do in the city. But the cable car was amazing coming up, really great view. And then coming down, kind of walking down this, it's a really interesting experience. We were saying it would be more interesting that it's derelict than if it had been preserved, because it's kind of unique in that way.
I've come to Sarajevo for 2 days. We're doing a tour of different Balkan countries. I've been to quite a few different countries in Europe, but I thought I wanted to see some of the less visited ones and see different sites. I mean, everyone's seen the Colosseum, but maybe not so many people have seen the bobsled track here. I had read about it online, about sort of abandoned Olympic stadiums. There's sort of ones in Athens and there's one here. So I think after sort of the whole World War I Franz Ferdinand thing, which sort of always puts Sarajevo on the map, I think this is probably the other thing that I wanted to see. I didn't really know much more about it other than it was here, and was pleasantly surprised to find that it had a cable car taking me up the mountain rather than having to walk all the way up in the heat. But no, I think it's really interesting, and it feels like a piece of history, I guess, that's sort of frozen in time, and a reminder of what Sarajevo was when the Olympics was going in '84.
I came here for a vacation with my friends, and we heard it's a beautiful location, the nature is beautiful, and that's why we came here. So we just arrived actually, so I didn't see much, but it's a little bit creepy, to be honest, but I like it here, I guess.
It's my first time in Sarajevo and also in Bosnia, and I just arrived today, and basically I'm here because I got a recommendation from a friend who was here once that I met while traveling, and I'm in general a fan of Eastern Europe, and that's why I decided it might be a great idea to visit, and so far I was not let down. I mean, the view from up here is amazing.
I think I would be hesitant to rebuild the track itself. I think the area being developed up a bit more and having more facilities and things would be great, but the track being derelict is actually really interesting. If it was going to be used again, then I think it would be great to redevelop it. But as it stands, I think it's a really interesting kind of piece of history in the city now. And like I said, if it was redeveloped, I don't think it would have quite as much interest for me as a visitor, because the reason I find it interesting is because it's kind of run down and stood here through the war and everything. So
I can see a lot of similarity between here and Cyprus, where half my relatives are from. It seems like a very similar culture, and I kind of feel at home a little bit.
So we came 5 days ago to Banja Luka, and we were there for 1 day, and then we went to Mostar, and then we were 2 days here. In general, we thought people were really nice, very welcoming. So overall, it was a really pleasant trip.
They told me it's a really vibrant city, which has a lot to see, a lot to do, like also for young people, just in general, good food, great culture, a lot of history as well. So all things that are interesting to me.
We've only been here 24 hours. But it's been lovely. Our host in our Airbnb was incredibly welcoming and gave us tips about the city, and that's something we've found throughout the whole country actually, is that people are very welcoming and open with tips about the place. I suppose compared with some of the other places we've been on this trip, is more open for tourists. There's a lot more to do here than there have been in other cities that we've been to. So yeah, it's really great.
I think I could see myself living in the Balkan region and moving around a bit. I think for me maybe a little bit bigger city, but Sarajevo seems to be the most happening of the other cities that we've visited in the Balkans, so it would be higher up.
Okay, about the people in general, I was welcomed really friendly by a lot of people in stores, and also the bus drivers were super friendly and helpful. The hostel where I'm staying at, the people are friendly. And also here, it was easy to get up here. I understood everything. How to get up here was simple.
I definitely think I would come back for a longer holiday and use Sarajevo as a base, because there's so much of like the rest of the country to see from here. I think we've only got a couple of days, so we're 1 day in the city and 1 day in the countryside. But yeah, I would definitely come back.